Welcome to the No Dunks podcast presented by FanDuel. It's Thursday, January 15th, 2026. I'm Jay Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Hey, basketball fans, this one's for you.
Next to him, it's my top shot hot boy, Trae Kirby.
Ayo.
Ayo. And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is. We got the music in our cans today, JD.
It sounds good.
Sounds so good. Hello to everybody on YouTube. Hit the like button, subscribe, podcast listeners, 5-star ratings and reviews. On today's show, we eventually will share some of our thoughts on last night's action. We got Whoa Boy. We'll get to Pick'em, which is a game that's going to happen in a couple hours in Berlin.
Well, baby.
Yeah, we got some day basketball here in the East Coast. And we're going to tell you which Charlotte Hornets legend is finally getting his jersey retired. But, today, we're drafting All-Stars because the NBA All-Star voting closed at midnight on Wednesday. So the 5 starters from each conference will be announced on Monday, January 19th. I was a little confused when it was getting announced. I thought maybe last night. Monday, we find out who obviously the fans, along with the media and players, pick for the 5 starters. The reserves will be selected by the league's coaches on February 1st. So a little time, but let's debate who should get in. That's the exercise today. Let's hear from everybody in the stream team with your picks. So we'll start with the Eastern Conference, and we are guessing here who will be the 5 starters for the Eastern Conference. I think 4 are locks, and that 5th one may be up for debate. But look, Giannis is starting. Jalen Brunson should easily make his 4th straight All-Star game. And it was nice to see New York backing him in the fan vote this year. Tyrese Maxey is one of the few guys in the league scoring over 30 points per game. He was getting a lot of love in the fan vote too. He should be there. Cade Cunningham, this guy's taking a seat at the MVP table, leading the conference best Pistons. And like I said, Giannis, I mean, he's looking at becoming the 45th player in league history with double-digit All-Star selections. Shout out to Timmy Goodtimes Bontemps for that one. It's that 5th one, Tass. We've got Jaylen Brown here on the graphic. You can make a case for Donovan Mitchell. It feels like one of those 2 guys as the starter, the 5th starter. By the way, none of this really matters because we're going to have these 2 American teams and the world team, but you're okay with Jalen on the graphic and Donovan making our reserve list?
Yeah, none of this really matters. At the same time, I think Jaylen Brown should be there over Donovan Mitchell. Okay. The way they perform night in and night out around Jaylen Brown on the Boston Celtics, what they're doing this season, it knocks Donovan Mitchell's spectacular year down a little bit. You know, we'll get to their fantastic performance last night a little bit later, but they don't do it as often as the Boston Celtics. So I think that's going to factor in.
Okay.
When people look at the starters, but they'll both make it. You know,
they're both being All-Stars.
Yeah, they'll both be starters.
Yeah, they will.
They'll both be American starters, I do believe. And their numbers are basically identical.
Yeah.
The Celtics are a little better than the Cavs so far.
Fair enough to give him the nod here.
Yes, sure.
As the starter in the East. Okay, so let's go to the reserves. I think usually the best way to do this is go through some of the guys that at least I think are a lock. You guys can tell me if you agree or not, and we'll go from there. Once we get down to like the final 2, 3, 4 spots, then it gets a little interesting and guys start making their case for some guy over another. But Donovan Mitchell,
Some guy.
Donovan Mitchell, if we don't have him in the starting lineup there in the East, he's the first guy as a reserve. That's an absolute no-brainer. Like you said, big game last night, big takeover in that game against the Sixers. So Donovan Mitchell is there. Spida is there. Boop. All right. Jalen Johnson feels like a lock.
Oh, yeah.
One of the leading contenders for most improved player. Obviously,
he would have been there last year, but he got injured. So Trae Young was the guy who got it from the Atlanta Hawks last year just because. But he got injured early in the season. Yep. Otherwise, it would have been Jalen Johnson.
And Jalen Johnson's even gotten better here. He's averaging career highs in points and shooting percentages on an increased usage, and he's flirting with all the triple doubles. Jalen Johnson, a lock. That's 7 guys. Scotty Barnes?
Lock it
Everybody's nodding. Okay.
A lock for me.
Okay. I think he's one of the best 2-way players in the league when you're considering defense. Toronto does have a great record. You know, they're in contention for having home court in the playoffs in a first round. They deserve a rep, I guess, in that sense. It's Scotty Barnes over Brandon Ingram if you're picking between the 2.
The guy is spectacular. I do think opposing coaches plan their defensive plans around Brandon Ingram because he's good offensively, but Scotty does it all. the moments I had yesterday watching him against the Indiana Pacers where I was like, just defensively how strong he is. I won't repeat the Jaylen Brown quote about Scotty Barnes again, why he's so strong. But he is super strong, and he plays everywhere.
Yeah, last night was kind of the perfect encapsulation, I think, of the all-star cases for Barnes and Ingram, because Ingram led the Raptors in scoring 30 points on really good percentages, 52% from the field. Scotty Barnes put up 26 points and 13 assists with 7 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block, plus 14 for Barnes, plus 0 for Brandon Ingram. The impact stats definitely tilt towards Scotty Barnes, and it's the two-way factor, and that's why, for me, he's the lock over Ingram.
Okay.
Yeah, so when the coaches get their ballots and they say, a Raptor, let's take one, are they picking the guy that their entire coaching staff is thinking about going into the game? Because they often think about Brandon Ingram. And will that hurt Scotty Barnes' case? Or are there enough international American players that any one of them gets there anyway? That being said, it should be Scotty.
Okay, we got Scotty Barnes. So that's 3 locks. Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Johnson, Scotty Barnes in the East. Is Jalen Duren a lock for your all-star team?
He wasn't quite a lock for me. He was a research lock. Like, as soon as I checked the numbers, he's like, yeah, you're in. But I didn't have him in my top 8.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, he's a lock. Part of it was the other tier that we're going to get to. He deserves it more. They are the best team in the Eastern Conference, no doubt. So a second Piston is fine with me.
Okay, yeah. His counting stats are not quite as impressive as some of these other guys. There's no doubt. But still, 18 and 11, chipping in a block and a steal per game. His player efficiency has improved every year in the league, which is something I think. And you said it. The Pistons almost feel like deserving of a second All-Star. Him and Cade, that two-way game is very important. Also, the U.S. is going to need some big guys.
True.
You know, they're going to be a little short on size. So let's get Jalen Duren as an American in there. Somebody's got to try and slow Jokic and Wemby and Giannis and the international bigs. So I think he's in there. It's unfortunate just because he's been injured here the last little bit, but he still played a lot of games.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Duren as a guy in here. So that's 4 of the 7.
Yeah, 3 things I like about Jalen Duren. Number 1, him and Cade Cunningham wearing khakis together on the bench for the Pistons. Looks great. Yep. Number 2, I was looking at, while I was doing my research locks here, 0 3-point attempts for Jalen Duren this season. He's stretched out his range, but he's like the one center. He's like, no, I'm just dunking. All I'm going to do is be inside. So respect to that. And then also the Detroit Pistons basically put out a thirst trap video of this guy changing clothes and like taking his shirt off and signing stuff. And I had so many, maybe this says something about me, so many tweets coming through in my algorithm that were like, oh my goodness, look at this man. Look at how beautiful this man is. The tweet has left contained. It's not just for NBA Twitter anymore. So he's one of the hottest dudes in the league. And that puts him over the top for me.
There is no doubt. Yeah, the 3 things I like about Jalen Duren, I was close to him at a Hawks-Pistons game where he showed how massive he is. He is truly massive. You want to talk about guys who are going to
Relax, guys.
Well,
No, man. No, you got to see this video.
This is no sexual talk here. This is
guy
just
is
a
built
physique.
like a truck,
But the second thing I like about him is that Giannis Antetokounmpo was interviewed by Greek media this past summer after the bronze medal that he won in Eurobasket, and he was asked about playing in Europe versus playing in the USA. He said, well, I get hit so much more in American basketball, which you often hear the opposite. Oh, they play physical. The first guy he said that hits him, that he thought of, took him a second to think, who's the guy? He said Jalen Duren. Yeah. So a physique factor. And the third thing is Trae's tweet that he mentioned, the great tweet. Apparently, I haven't seen it. Now I'm going to be searching. I won't search during the show. I'll search post-show. But Jalen Duren, I think it's a kind of a bad time, as you said, the injury.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
He's
frankly, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. If he was still playing here over this last little stretch, it'd be a no-brainer. We have him as a lock. He's in. Yeah. I think he's going to be there, and that's 4 of the 7. So, guys, that leaves 3 All-Star game spots in the East for what? 5 to 7 deserving players? I don't know how long your list went. We're going to have some snubs, but I want somebody to step to the pulpit here and make a case for a particular player in the Eastern Conference that they got to have on there. Pitch your case on one guy here, TK.
You know who I'm going to right away. Michael Porter Jr.
Wow. Okay.
I got 6 names on my long list of for the last 3 here. MPJ, 26, 8 and 3, 49 from the field, 40 from 3, 84 from the free throw line. He's been awesome. His like on-off impact stats for the Nets make them from a bad team to one of the worst teams out there. He's basically their entire offense, taking a crazy tough shot selection, I believe, this year. It feels like there's a hand in his face every time, and it doesn't really matter. So MPJ was an easy one for me.
Okay, before we agree or disagree on him, do you have another name that you want to say? Got to be on this team.
That's got to be on this team. It's tough because the 10th and 11th and 12th spots here, I don't think are all must be on there type of guys. Karl Anthony Towns here mid-January this is the worst time to be talking about Karl Anthony Towns. I think
bad timing on his part.
Yeah, yes. I think everything going around the New York Knicks, and I think that's why Duren is in there for sure, because as a big, he's got to be there. But I will take Karl Anthony Towns. Okay. It is nuts to think that this team is 25 and 15, basically on the same pace as the New York Knicks' last year for 51 wins, when everyone here at this table started to appoint them as the best team in the Eastern Conference when they started to make their run up against the Detroit Pistons, but they ain't. And maybe it's Josh Hart being injured and not having the same heart that they need, but because all these rest of these guys, in my eyes, are a little bit, maybe they won't make it. I think Cat will be there just because of the numbers, because he is the second best player on the New York Knicks, a good team. He's there, but they're all kind of like, I don't know. It's going to come down to, I don't know.
Cat's funny because the numbers are like still 21 and 11, 3 assists, but he is having the worst shooting season of his career. He's only shooting like 47% from the floor. That may have went down after last night. I don't know. 35 from deep.
And talking,
it's not great.
And he mentions not being extremely comfortable in Mike Brown's offense. You know, he's just not super into it. You see body language against the Kings yesterday.
Bad clip last night of Karl Anthony Towns hitting the ground, not getting back on defense.
It's a bad time.
Mike Brown calling him out in the post-game press conference after another loss.
He's in there for me.
I know. He's definitely obviously on my short list. I assume he was one of the names within your 6 there.
He got in for my number 12. Okay. He could have been higher, but that was a disgusting performance from Towns in the second half last night.
Yeah.
He did nothing.
Yeah, it's a bad time. It all depends when the coaches get their ballots. As you said, the reserves get selected. When do they get?
February 1st is when we know, or we're told. So after the starters here is when
they don't got them yet. Yeah. We'll get them in a week.
Okay, well, you got Michael Porter Jr., or you made the case. You got Karl Anthony Towns. You made the case. I'm going to make the case for Norman Powell as a deserving all-star here. He's following up what was a really good season last year with the Clippers, and he somehow has leveled up. And I did not see that coming. I was like, wow, that was just like one of those weird anomaly years, but he's been better in Miami. He's had to sort of carry the bigger offensive load than I think even they imagined when Tyler Hero was out. Powell's numbers are similar to Hero's numbers last year when he was an all-star. So I think Powell is a deserving all-star. You're nodding along.
He
got him in the mix.
Yeah, he was my 11th. He is there. I guess he's playing for Team International because I just watched a Miami home game where Sean Paul was doing the halftime show. Sean Paul was doing the halftime show, and he did a lot for Jamaica and the suffering that they had with the hurricane recently. And a lot of the clips were Jamaica and Norman Powell playing basketball. And so, because Norman Powell wants to play for the Jamaican national team, I guess he's on Team International. But I do think this is the year. Finally, old Normie gets there. He definitely deserves to be there.
Oh, he does. And probably was deserving last year. I remember we talked about him as at least maybe a possibility. But
they're an above 500 team.
Yeah.
You know.
It's not Bam. If you're having a Miami Heat representative, it's obviously not Hero because of injuries. I think it's Powell. What do you think on Powell, TK? Do you have him in?
These are my 10, 11, and 12. Norm Powell was in for me. I couldn't get there with Bam. He's been so inconsistent offensively. I think the on-off swings are more favorable to Norm Powell as well. And I wanted a Heat in there, so when it came down to those two, it was Norm over Bam for me. Old Normie.
Okay. So Norman Powell is in. We all agreed on Norman Powell. The Karl Anthony Towns of it all. That's the one I have as my 12th guy here, because there's another name that we'll get to when we're talking snubs or maybe even making it. But look, if you guys are both having Karl on your team, he's in for me as well. So Norman Powell and Karl Anthony Towns. Comes down to this last one. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts on Michael Porter Jr.'s case, or do you have someone else?
It's hard. It was hard taking a team that's 13th in the standings in the Eastern Conference, in the Brooklyn Nets and Michael Porter Jr. They're 11-27, but I took him over Desmond Bane because Desmond Bane feels like a little the way Trae Young was sort of awarded this credit last year, given an All-Star appearance when he's not necessarily the best player on their team. He would only be getting it because Franz Wagner was hurt. Franz would be there, and Michael Porter Jr.'s year has been spectacular. The way he's been able to just transfer into a number one spot on a team, a guy that we often say, oh, he's just not mature enough to be able to do it. Do you see his podcasts on Curious Mike? Yes, that's entirely true. His podcasts have not been good, but the NBA says, hey, you should rein back on what you talk about. He's done that, and he's also somehow rolled into the number one spot on that team. That part is incredible, even though they stink. So it was between him and Desmond Bane for me. Sorry, Pascal. You don't even make it at all.
See, I wanted to make a case for Pascal Siakam. But they're dead last in the Eastern Conference. But I guess if you're putting Michael Porter Jr. in, it's sort of like, what's the difference?
Yes.
We're talking 2 wins at this point between the Nets and the Pacers.
Yeah.
But the Desmond Bane part of it all is interesting because that would be the one team. If we keep Bane off, like when you look at the Eastern Conference good teams, Orlando wouldn't have one. But then Bane has not had lights out production.
Right.
Come through in the clutch in a couple big games. But like to put this in perspective, Banchero shoots better percentage than Bane this season. And all we've talked about is how bad Banchero's been. So it's sort of weird. He's played 10 less games. I get that.
You mean it's just his field goal percentage?
Field goal
in
percentage. Paolo shot better than Bane.
Yeah.
He's a big man.
I
That
know,
should
but
be
still. I mean, we like crap, and rightfully so. Paolo hasn't been able to hit a 3 to save his life, but I'm just saying Bane is not lighting it up by any means here.
No, my guess is that if you throw out like the first 10 games for Desmond Bane, his percentages look really good.
Sure.
Because he
really
had a
slow.
really slow start
Yeah.
there in Orlando, but he's still 19-5-5. Like MPJ's numbers blow him out of the water.
Yeah, it took him it took him a few just to get used to this entirely new offense. The whole team did, really. I mean, they just weren't comfortable. Then Desmond Bane spikes a ball at Onyeka Okongwu's head, and then things start rolling for him. So yeah, he hasn't been incredible. His true shooting percentage is better than Paolo Banchero's because of his threes. But he's been their lead guy just emotionally, I think, beside Jalen Suggs. If you have to credit an Orlando Magic player right now, it's him over Franz just because Franz is hurt.
Yeah, this is the thing with Michael Porter Jr., better stats, but Bane, better team. It's like twice as many wins as the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
So it's like, which one are you doing? Was there anyone else in consideration here for one of our final spots?
Siakam and Ingram were the last two guys for me.
Yeah.
Josh Giddey didn't peruse Josh Giddey's 19-9-9? No.
Well, his injury definitely changed things, but it was in the talk.
And then he's not. This is the ultimate snub. But the Hornets have a bunch of guys that do put up like 19, 20 points per game. And Con Knippel as a rook has been really, really good. He's not making it. Don't get me wrong. But he's been the most efficient of all those guys that score a lot.
Ridiculous percentages.
Great year. Okay, so it sounds like Michael Porter Jr. ends up getting it over what I guess if I had to, gun to my head, I guess I'd take Siakam. You made the case for Bane, but I'm fine. MPJ, sure. Why not? Hilarious.
Yeah,
I was 26 a game.
Yeah, I'm definitely surprised at how mature he feels like.
On the court.
On the court, yeah, but in the locker room as well. I mean, not in his podcast. I'm talking about his podcast.
Yeah, exactly. He does give good post-game interviews, I think.
He talks about every guy on his team. Like, he is trying to help everybody. He talks about Nolan Traore. Like, he will mention everybody on his roster. He's doing what he can pretty well. I know they're 11-27. It's not good, but putting Pascal in there, Pascal is 9-32. I had trouble doing that. I know,
trouble. But this is the funny.
Halfway through
it feels
the year,
to me
they're
if
on
they
pace
have
for
14 wins, we're like, oh yeah, Siakam's in for sure. Because he's putting up. Siakam's made the All-Star team like 3 times prior, and these are like identical numbers to what he was doing when he was an All-Star. So that he's just being penalized because they have under 10 wins. Yeah, for sure.
And they're the worst team in the league.
Yeah, and that's why coming into this year, Brooklyn was talked about as a team that's going to win under 20 games. They have impressed more than as much as the Pacers have disappointed. I mean, people wanted to pick them as a 500 team this year, and they're obviously nowhere close. They're on pace for 18 wins. So That's part of it.
Okay. Well, here's our Eastern Conference team as of January 15th. We got the starters: Giannis, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Cade Cunningham, and Jaylen Brown. By the way, new rules: positionless starting five. Remember, so in theory that makes it maybe easier for everyone here. Yeah. Then our bench is Donovan Mitchell, who, by the way, did you see his recent comments that he wants to play for the international team, the world team?
Really?
Maybe Panamanian descent.
Well, they hinted at it last year when they did the fake.
I know, but come on.
Team USA versus World.
I don't think we're going to need you on the world team either. I think you got to be on the American team,
option.
one of them. Anyway, Jalen Johnson, Scotty Barnes, Jalen Duren. And then where it gets a little more difficult, we had some debate. Norman Powell, Stormin' Norman, making his first All-Star team at what, 32, 33 years old? He's up there in age.
Old Normie.
Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns, Cat gets in, and then the final spot after some debate, Michael Porter Jr. Okay, there it is. Snubs, Siakam, Bane, Ingram. Anyone else? Those were the main ones.
Those are the main snubs, I would say. And the stream team agreed with us. We asked for the last East All-Star between MPJ, Ingram, Siakam, and Bane. MPJ, 35% of the vote, followed by Ingram, 33% of the vote.
Oh, interesting. Now we have a big Canadian contingent watching, maybe.
That's true.
A lot of Raptors fans. Okay, let's go to the West. JD, you got the likely starters here in the Western Conference. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's a lock. Jokic, he's a lock. Luka, he's a lock. Victor Wembanyama, he should be a lock. He's taken a big step forward in his third season. Spurs are like one of the best teams in the West. And then that fifth spot, just like the East, it's probably between Steph Curry and Anthony Edwards. Mm-hmm. We went back and forth a little bit. I guess maybe ultimately went Steph. He is higher in the fan vote. So that's just 50% of the actual starting vote. We'll see what the players and the media think.
The colors,
it doesn't matter.
The colors on these uniforms, the variation, spectacular.
You like that?
Yeah. As I think you made a short on this one, Skeets, recently, that they got to go to their All-Star jerseys, their own jerseys for the All-Star game.
Yeah. I
look
would
at
love that.
We're going to Browntown with Steph. The gold. There's just spectacular colors here.
Okay, so we're going to slot Curry into that fifth spot. Again, some people will be upset Anthony Edwards is not on that graphic. Both of them are going to start for one of the American squads again. So it will not matter. They might be on the
People
same
are saying,
team.
snub alert, should be Ant.
It does not
Oh,
matter.
you guys don't have respect for your elders?
So Anthony Edwards.
See if
Okay,
we
so
take
those are the
Bron
five.
here. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess so.
How much respect?
Anthony Edwards is our first lock as a reserve then. If he's not on that
Correct.
starting graphic, guy's averaging 29, 5, and 4, and the Wolves are a better team than the Warriors, and he's having the best shooting of his season of his career, and yeah, okay, we had it wrong. He should have been on the graphic. Anyway, Ant's in there. Jamal Murray.
Got him.
Got a lock.
Okay. We get to finally cross his name off the best players never to make an all-star team list, right? He didn't start slow this year.
Jokic won a championship with an All-Star. Here he is.
There we go. There we go. And with Jokic out, Murray's importance has never been greater.
He's
And he
damn
hasn't
good.
fallen off at all, and they're actually surprising a lot of people, still winning
What a
here.
year.
Are they second? Are they second now in the West? Actually, I may have misspoke when I said.
They are
are.
currently second
Yeah.
by a half game over the Spurs. I think Murray could have been a bubble boy prior to this stretch here without Jokic, and then the way he's been playing without Jokic, it pushes him into a lock for sure. I had him there anyways,
Yeah.
but I think no denying it at this point.
Oh, I would have had him as a lock no matter what, just because he's so efficient. This is his best start to a season of his career, Jokic or not. The numbers are nuts.
Yeah,
I have to look at them six times to make sure I'm
26
seeing
points
the
per
right
game
numbers.
and
Yeah.
7 or 8 assists per game. He's shooting the hell out of the ball from three.
Yeah, almost
no,
45 from three,
my
48
God.
from the floor. His best efficiency season. Somehow that summer made him better. I don't know.
2 Rockets as locks here.
He didn't
Does
do
it-
anything specific in the summer. I know
like,
you're
what'd he
looking at
do?
what he
Yeah,
do.
what'd he
He
do?
just got ready for the year better than he ever has. There's something going on there.
Didn't have to play for Team Canada.
No more.
Good
Done
point.
with that.
Kevin Durant and Alperen Şengün, both locks.
For me, yes.
Tass, okay, yes,
Chet
yes,
Holmgren
yes.
and Şengün? Yeah, for sure.
Not Chet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kevin
Kevin
Durant.
Durant.
Oh, Kevin Durant. Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
2 Rockets.
My bad. I got Chet on the brain.
KD is flirting with another 50, 40, 90 season. He's going to make his 16th All-Star team. He's going to become one of only 4 players with 16 plus All-Star selections. Can you name the other ones?
LeBron James.
Yep, he's at 21 right now. Will he make 22? We'll see.
Kobe
Kareem.
Bryant.
Kobe hit 18.
Kareem.
Kareem, 19. There you go.
Right.
You did it. And then there's a lot of guys with 15. It's like Duncan, obviously Durant was. A couple other guys.
Jordan,
Anyway.
probably.
Yeah, something around there.
Yet.
Karl Malone maybe was around
He
there
played
too.
forever.
Yeah. Anyway, and then Şengün, All-Star last season. No reason he wouldn't be in here again. 22, 9, and 7 on better efficiency compared to last year across all three of the categories, like field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, he deserves to be there.
Okay. So that's 4 guys. Ant, Jamal Murray, KD, and Şengün. That leaves 3 All-Star spots for the rest of the West. State your case for a guy. Your most lockiest of locks of the remaining 3 spots here.
Listen, whether it's me or whether it's the All-Star coaches, or the coaches, I should say, in the Western Conference, when they get their ballot, they're going to say 2 belong from the best team in the Western Conference at 34-7, on pace for 68 wins. The Thunder deserve 2, and the other one who's going to get it is Chet Holmgren. And he is the guy, the linchpin of the best defense in the league. Does anybody care about defense? Doesn't matter. He is their second best player this season, so he deserves to be there.
Yeah, I had Chet as a lock as well for all the same reasons. You get basically 1 selection per conference as a defense guy, and Chet is the defense guy in this one. Shout out to Rudy Gobert. And, if he makes the team, we get to see Wemby versus Chet in an All-Star game. Very exciting.
That's a good point.
Wow.
It's good point. I have him as well. We're obviously debating whether he makes it over some of these other guys, but you're right. It's pretty similar to the Jalen Duren case in the East. Like we're saying, Pistons leading their conference, obviously an instrumental part in that success. Need a second guy. Feels like they deserve a second guy. Yeah, Thunder are going to get him. It's not going to be J-Dub this year because of his injury for a majority of the season. So Chet's in. All right. Make a case for another guy, TK.
I got Devin Booker. Made the list for me. Suns have been a great story this year, a really surprising team, and he's been really good. 25 points per game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, only shooting 30% from 3. Takes basically only impossible threes is what it feels like, but 45 from the field as well. He's been a top 10 clutch performer in the league this year, and Booker's just fun to watch. So I got him in the mix.
An absolute lock. He deserves to be there.
Absolute lock.
Absolute
I'm
lock.
Impressed to hear this. I'm a little surprised because I think there are 2 other names that some people are going to say got to be over Book.
Book deserves to be there with how the team has turned into what they are right now. He is their best player, by far their best player. The reason why his 3-point percentage has dropped after a spectacular start was teams are doubling him, and he does often take difficult shots. I don't care about the stats. This is a guy that they're on pace for nearly 50 wins. That's freaking phenomenal.
Nobody had them. Flirting with 50.
So who are the two? Who are the 2 that are
Well, I
dancing
think
with
it's
them?
my guy I'd like to bring to the table as a lock in these final 3 spots. Denny Avdia is basically the Jalen Johnson of the Western Conference. Like the numbers he puts up are unbelievable. If you watch the Blazers games, they're not empty stats by any means. He is their offense. They've had no point guard for the entire season. He's taken over that role. So I have him as an absolute lock here. In fact, I had him ranked above Chet, above Booker. But those were the names. And then the other name is Kawhi Leonard, the Kawhi of it all. So that's where I came down to Booker and Kawhi, and I went back and forth. One, the team success. One, Kawhi's obviously just had better individual success, the heater he's been on.
Yeah, he's had a little bit better statistical season than Booker, I suppose, but he's played 30 games. Booker's played 37. It came down to Avdia and Kawhi to me for the last one. I went with Avdia, mostly because I watched that game they played against the Warriors, and the Trailblazers looked terrible without Denny Avdia. He's their entire offense. He's also played 10 more games than Kawhi. So most of the guys that I left off the Western Conference have missed a quarter of the season at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, he's only missed 1 game at this point, right?
Yeah, unfortunately for Denny, it's going to be adding up right now since he's out with injury. And these other guys are playing for the most part. Not Reeves, but we'll see.
Yeah, for me, the last one was Denny Avdia, easily.
Okay.
He deserves to be there because they put so much on his shoulders, and he continues to just fight through it and maybe miss a shot here and there. Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's a skill to be able to play for 48 minutes like that as the guy that I thought would be sharing a lot of the role with Shaedon Sharpe, but he hasn't had to do that. They haven't been on the floor enough to say that Shaedon Sharpe has taken that off his shoulders. So that is a spectacular year for me. That's an easy one for me. The West was kind of easy for me at the bottom.
I am literally baffled that there's not more love for Kawhi because I'm usually the Clippers hater of the bunch here.
Somebody's got to pay for
The guy's
it. Somebody's gotta
averaging
pay for what's going
28,
on
6,
there.
and 4, and he's shooting basically, if we round up, 50, 40, 94
Yeah.
efficiency. As they now, as you guys have pointed out over the last couple of shows, are back in at least the play-in mix.
They are.
He's completely carrying them. He's a 6-time All-Star. This is his best season ever right now. I mean, it's only 30 games. I get that. But that's a lot of games for Kawhi, too. So there's that, too. But look, I love Devin Booker, so I love that the Suns are deserving of a rep there. So those were the 3 names. I say all that to say I'm with you guys. I had Avdia, I had Chet Holmgren, and then I had Devin Booker just making it over Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I don't know if the fact that we've got 2 Houston Rockets on there and they are sort of dropping down the standings kind of can cancel them each other out a little bit. I think it's doubtful. Kawhi should not be there. Somebody's got to pay for the salary cap circumvention, which seems to have happened here.
Hey, that's a good point. We are waiting on the results of that
Yeah,
still.
and we're not going to get it before the All-Star game.
You don't think so?
They are getting an All-Star game after what has happened. It's hard to not believe what happened in terms of the salary cap circumvention. Somebody's got to pay for it, and it's Kawhi not being an All-Star.
You want to bump up the All-Star ratings? Silver should come out and say at the halftime of the All-Star game or in between one of the games, we're going to give you the results from our lawyers on the Clippers investigation and the salary cap circumvention with Kawhi Leonard. Oh my God, the ratings would skyrocket.
So he's going to do it live on the mic?
Yes.
Okay.
Reads it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I hope he does it quickly. I hope it's succinct. Not like last year where we had, Mr. Beast and Kevin Hart.
Let Mr. Beast read it.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Or Kevin Hart, sure. Okay, so there it is. I mean, I'll go over our 12 All-Stars in the Eastern Conference. Excuse me, in the Western Conference, man. Shea, Jokic, Luka, Wemby, Steph Curry, Anthony Edwards, Jamal Murray, Kevin Durant, Alperen Şengün, and then we have Denny Avdia, Chet Holmgren, and Devin Booker. Snubs in the West, obviously Kawhi we talked about. You said a couple guys that haven't played a lot of games. I assume you're alluding to LeBron James, who's played basically half the games.
21.
Austin Reeves,
26.
who played, I thought he was even less than that. And then Larry Markkinen?
Yeah, Larry. Yeah,
Maybe.
Larry, part
He
of
was
it.
on my
Deontay
list.
George? Yeah,
Yep.
maybe. Okay, but we have them getting squeezed here.
Triple J not even included. Jaren Jackson Jr. because of how they've been a little disappointing. I'm just saying guys who have been All-Stars before.
He didn't make my list.
No.
23 games for
Okay.
Oh, that low.
for
Yeah.
Reevesy.
Reeves.
Reevesy boy.
So I can't believe this, guys, but if I've counted it up right, we have exactly 8 international players. We're not counting Norm. We're not counting Donovan Mitchell. You guys are American.
What about Cat?
No.
Okay.
American.
I mean, he plays for the Dominican Republic.
8 from our list. We have Avdia, Şengün, Jamal Murray. Then you have 4 in our starting bunch of the West. SGA, Jokic, Luka, and Wemby. And then 1. We only have 1 in the Eastern Conference, and that's Giannis. Because we didn't have Siakam making it. So we have 8.
Well, I do think that Cat, because he's played for the Dominican Republic for so long, since he was a teen, will be on the international team once he's selected, and then you can shove LeBron in just like that.
That's a good way to do it. They're going to use the toggle to mess with these All-Star rosters.
Wow.
I mean, Cat
That's a
wants to
great
play
call.
for the international team, as he always
Yeah, I
has
would
since
wanna
he was
win
a
too.
child. What?
I would want to win too.
Well, no, but he has. He's
He may
selected.
not even make the team. I mean, we have him on our
that's
team.
a part.
It's possible.
Yeah,
it
the
doesn't.
LeBron not being around, and he probably doesn't want to be there. No disrespect to LeBron, but he probably wants to chill out. Does he need to make another All-Star game?
No, he
obviously
doesn't
not.
need to.
But he likes to have, the individual accolades, right? He likes them, but does he need another?
Does it sound
where
better
was
to
he at?
have? Does it sound better to have 22 All-Star game selections or 21 All-Star game selections? Both great numbers.
I think he wants to get to 23, if anything. Now that you mentioned those numbers,
He's gonna play again and make it again.
Yep.
Oh,
I don't.
all right. We'll
He
see.
might.
He might.
But he's the kind of guy who'll be like, I would rather be on the beach for All-Star Weekend. And then if he doesn't get named to the team, he will say that's disrespectful.
Yes,
To not name me to the team.
that's true. That's true. Well, he would just prefer just to be announced to the team, but hey, you don't have to come.
Yeah,
So that would be
exactly.
good.
Exactly.
All right, those are our All-Stars. Agree or disagree? We debated a little bit at the end. I guess are you Booker over Kawhi Leonard? Are you Booker over a couple of these other names?
Tight vote in the stream
okay.
team between Booker, Avdia, and Kawhi. 36% for.
Avdia?
Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Got 36%, 32 each for Denny and Kawhi.
Okay.
It's a great story. Who is the Phoenix Suns' second best player? Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're
Colin
24 and
Gillespie,
16. Love me a COLLIN. But that's how good Booker's season has been. You know, shout out to Jordan Ott. Their head coach has been spectacular too. But
double T.
from Book, double T. From what Book said in the offseason when he was asked, how are you going to turn this team around when they stunk last year? They were horrendous last year. He said, I got to do everything. There's not one thing. Like he was asked, what's the one thing? He's like, I got to do everything. That's a great story.
It's so similar now that I think about this, like the East to the West, like the slots, because we're sort of like with Booker, we were debating with Bane being a good team, but is he there? But we went more with the bigger numbers, let's say, Michael Porter Jr., and we're sort of doing the opposite here. We're going Booker in the West.
Yeah, but he's clearly
because he's
their best
their leader
player.
on a good team, but Kawhi has bigger numbers, and we have him because they started so slowly and they're down. I'm just saying, just making an observation.
Hey, thank you for
I like our
observing.
team, man. I like our team. I think we nailed it.
Yeah,
Kawhi will probably be there.
Yeah,
Just when I think of the coaches filling it out, like I was like, I don't know,
yeah,
but maybe they're like they illegally.
and the
Illegally paid
coaches filling it out can definitely take Bane over Michael Porter Jr. I hesitate when I say that because Bane isn't their best player, but he's played games.
He's their most reliable player.
Yeah. All right. That's our All-Stars. Let's hear whether you agree, disagree. Let us know in the comments. We're going to take a break and we'll get into last night's games.
When it comes to electronics, nobody beats the Wiz. When it comes to marquees, nobody beats the Biz. When it comes to betting on your favorite NBA players, nobody does it like FanDuel. From points and rebounds to threes and assists, FanDuel is the best place to build your player prop story. Combine your favorite picks into a same-game parlay or track every stat live all in one easy-to-use app. Whether you're backing a breakout performance or riding with your favorite star, FanDuel gives you more ways to play and more reasons to cheer. Right now is the perfect time to join because new customers get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So bet on the players you love the way you want. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA.
7 games on in the association last night. We're going to show you the final scores for everybody on YouTube. I won't go through every result, but we did have some injuries last night. Jalen Brunson had to leave the game in the first quarter after hurting his right ankle. Cooper Flagg left the game in the first half. He sort of did try and come back, but ultimately they shut him down for the second half. He had a sprained ankle. And Darius Garland, another foot injury for this guy in a really quality win by the Cavs over the 76ers. So I just let everybody know those injuries. Do you have a big takeaway, though, from any of last night's results?
I'll try and be a positive Pete about Darius Garland's foot. It was the other foot that he didn't have surgery on this past offseason. So maybe because that team looked like the Cleveland Cavaliers people were expecting in the playoffs last year. I mean, they were up in Philadelphia's shorts defensively. That looked like such a different team. So they win. Sam Merrill, who was kind of key for them too, also left the game in this one. He shoots. He gives them a little bit of space. So, yeah, that's a bad sign, but I'll try and be a positive Pete there just to start us off.
Yeah, that's just bad news for the Cavs because Garland has been getting into a pretty decent rhythm for the Cavs, getting his feet underneath him. Didn't even mean to say it like that. I think to me, he's kind of crucial to the best version of the Cavs. He plays 3 fewer minutes per game than Donovan Mitchell does, but still leads the Cavs in drives. The silver lining, I don't know if it's a silver lining. It was his other foot. It wasn't the foot that kept him out earlier this season, but now it just means you got foot problems on both of your feet. So not great, but I thought Evan Mobley was pretty terrific in this one. 17 points, 13 boards, 6 assists, a steal, and 4 blocks. We didn't even bring up his name when we were talking All-Stars, but this was an All-Star-like performance. He played really aggressive, played with a ton of confidence, and was just kind of dominant inside. His size, I thought, really gave Philadelphia problems, and him and Jared Allen just had Embiid completely out of sync. I thought for the majority of this game, he had 4 turnovers in the first 8 minutes of the game.
Oh my God! Every time I watched a bunch of this first half, he was traveling every time I was watching.
Yes, he was.
And they were travels. It was like, what are you doing?
Was.
He was getting frustrated.
Definitely.
He's forgetting that he had to dribble before he moved his feet.
Why they got to do that?
Yeah. And this was our pick'em game, and I mean, we did call the part where it's like, who knows what you're going to get from Cleveland? They're such a Jekyll and Hyde team. You backed them, and they hit a million threes last night. Donovan did take over. He
That
looked
third
great.
quarter.
Yeah, it was awesome. But like, you don't know. Like very easily could have been 133-107 the other way. They're a tough team to figure out.
One team that I'm starting to know is that the Denver Nuggets are going to be spectacular in the playoffs. This is ridiculous how good they've been without Jokic. 6-3 now without Jokic. And Peyton Watson was named Player of the Week last week. Peyton,
Hey.
What? I just thought that this would bring them together. Without Nikola Jokic there, they just become a stronger team, stronger locker room. And I mentioned Peyton Watson to start here because he could be a guy that's kind of key to take on the team's best offensive player on the other side and just stop them a little bit. The offense, which got him this Player of the Week honor aside, that's gonna be there. But that growth, you see guys like Tim Hardaway last night, even Spencer Jones or Deron Holmes, who only played 5 minutes last night.
Pickett.
But yeah, Jalen Pickett also on the list. But Deron Holmes might just get a throw out there for 3 minutes. Go foul a guy. I mean, that cool. thing where they've developed this team. So they looked good against, unfortunate, the news, as you said, on the other side. Cooper Flagg in that game.
Yeah. I mean, when Jokic went out, we were sitting here going, look, if the Nuggets can just hang on to like the 6th or 7th seed, sort of stay in the play-in or at least the top of the play. I mean, look, they're in the 2nd spot now in the Western Conference. This has been amazing record here without Jokic. And even the losses, a couple of those were competitive.
Yeah.
And they were in them.
Yeah,
so,
they've been great.
Yeah, at 28-13 now and a really good road record and, quality win in Dallas. Any other games you want to touch on? I know you had a crazy game.
Yeah,
between the Jazz
really
and
another
Bulls.
exciting Bulls game. They just played that great one against the Rockets that had 30 lead changes, 17 ties last night against the Jazz, 26 lead changes. Bulls got up 8 with 2 minutes left, and then Kobe White was trying to throw it all away. He fouled Keontae George twice, once on a three-pointer, once on a layup. He thought it was clean, but the dude flew from one side of the lane to the other for a body check in the air. Boop, that's a foul. Bulls finally get a stop, then a brutal turnover from Kobe White. Just hang on to the ball. They were probably going to foul you, go to the free throw line. Keontae George scored 8 points in 58 seconds to get the Jazz back in the mix here. Bulls miss a shot, but a nice offensive rebound and save by Isaac Okoro. He finds Trae Jones in the corner. Standing on 1 foot, flamingo style, finds Vooch underneath for a layup, and then Keontae George finally missed the shot at the buzzer. He beat him in Utah on a buzzer beater as well, so kind of funny to see it come down to the final shot for him. Once again, we'll talk a little bit about Bryce Sensabaugh later, but yeah, that was a fun game. I thought that was the best game of the night. So one of my main takeaways last night was I'm glad we're picking all-stars.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't the
Bit of a
sexiest night.
snoozer last night, I do think.
Yeah.
But fun Bulls game. The Brunson thing, he didn't do anything to turn his ankle. It looked like Skeets out there. You've been rolling him over a lot lately without even anything happening.
No.
So I think it looked pretty minor for Brunson, but it did look like the kind of thing that's probably going to bother him for a couple of months here. Towns, like I said, didn't do anything in the second half. 0 points, 3 shots, 3 rebounds. He just stands down in the dunker spot and waits for things to happen for such a long time. Once Brunson went down, it's like this should be the opportunity for Karl Anthony Towns to go and put the team on his back, put up some big numbers, but it was mostly OG Anunoby, I thought, that was aggressive for the Knicks in this one.
Yeah, and this is Mike Brown as a head coach going back to Sacramento. Not a good sign for coach. It sucks for coach. Although Precious Achiuwa, speaking of Sacramento and New York, he's on Sacramento.
Big
former team New York,
game.
20-14.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was disappointing from Cat, no doubt. And the Cooper Flagg thing, going out with an ankle injury, it's the same ankle that he hurt on Monday. That being said, he did come back to the bench, but just didn't play anymore. So maybe the Mavs are just pulling the plug on this season, to some degree. Cooper's going to play, but then Daniel Gafford also got hurt in this game. So Anthony Davis out, Derek Lively out. Now Gafford, I don't know how long he's going to be out for with an ankle injury, but at some point they got to pull the plug. I mean, it's being pulled for them, but I don't know. Kyrie is supposed to come back at some point.
Why?
Yeah, that's a good question. They have their pick, right? So
They do.
stay bad.
Yeah, they have their pick this year and then don't have it for the next, 3 or 4 years. Sacramento, 8 wins over the last 25 games. Here we go, baby.
Wait, you said 25
Here we go.
games?
Hell yeah, that's a 30-plus win percentage.
Oh,
32.
But let me tell you the wins. They beat Denver, Minnesota, Miami, Houston, Dallas, Houston again, the Lakers, and now the Knicks.
Okay.
Some quality teams there.
Those are
The
some quality
Kings are
wins.
beating.
They got more wins than wedgies now, so that's good.
Yes,
I was also
they've had
impressed with Maxime Reynaud.
Yeah.
This guy's going to be a good dinker dumper dude.
Yeah.
7'1". But for whatever reason, he takes 50% of his shots from 3 feet to 10 feet. Shooting 57%. He catches the ball, he jumps straight up in the air, shoots it way high, and it drops in nicely. He only has 14 dunks in 780 minutes, despite being a huge dude.
Yeah.
He's just all about the floaters.
Shooting 57%.
Vooch-like.
57% overall, or from 3 to 10
Just
feet?
on those floaters. Just on the 3 to 10 foot
Wow.
floaters. The
Good for
dinker
him.
dumper deity, Maxime Reynaud.
It's got the weird number.
Yeah.
42, right? Oh,
Yep.
It's a strange one.
Yeah. He's
Old
tough,
Kevin
dude.
Love.
Yeah.
You said so they're 8-17 over the last 25 games, I guess. I jump out to
right.
the stats and see, because we all picked them for an over number.
Yeah.
Over 34.5.
Hey, they can do it.
And they're still not going to do it.
Come on.
Come on,
Kings.
They're playing 32% of their games right now.
So they got half a season left.
Yeah.
They've got to go and win 23.
Ooh.
They got to be above 500.
They got to go
The rest
23 and
are-
18.
Yeah. Yikes.
Light
Hold
the
on.
beam.
Unlikely.
Hold on.
Light the beam.
24 and 17. They got to go the rest of the way.
Boy,
Yikes.
oh boy, oh boy.
Yikes.
Okay, probably not hitting the
Probably
over. And then my final note from last night, Grady Dick. Great game. 21 points, 11 rebounds for Grady Dick off the bench. One of the best games he's played all season, for sure. And it wasn't just like he was raining three. He was like scoring in a bunch of other ways and obviously helping off on the glass. And Raps had a huge lead, and then they gave it all back. And then Brandon Ingram hit a couple threes to put the Pacers, those pesky Pacers, to bed. So snapping the winning streak for them.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Let's get to some news. New Wizards star Trae Young, still recovering from MCL and quad injuries on his right leg, will be reevaluated after the mid-February All-Star break. This is what Shams was telling us yesterday. So Washington is taking a cautious approach with the injuries to their new point guard. I set the FanDuel line for Trae Young games played in a Wizards uniform this season. I think we set it at 21.5, something like that. Trae, yeah, it was 21.5 because Trae said he's going to play 21 games exactly. I took the under. I pounded the under, and Tass was a little more optimistic that he might hit the over, but
Wrong.
not looking good, buddy. Yeah.
I was definitely wrong about that. I just had some faith that they'd put him on the basketball floor. I mean, obviously he is injured.
Yeah.
But they're basically saying, see you in a month, bud. Like, they're basically saying, don't ask questions about him. I mean, I still think that they are using this season as a trial period for Trae Young working out, like, because they can have a little teeny tiny mini training camp around the All-Star game when there's lots of days off. Like, just have him go out there and play with the guys, practice, and see what he can do in the second half. It is odd because we got the report from Bontemps and Windhorst that there will be an extension for Trae Young in talks this coming offseason.
Yeah.
They reported that a while back, and I thought that is nuts.
And it might only be 2 years, like 70 million or something, I'm hearing. I think Mark Stein was reporting that.
Oh,
so
okay.
less money, but getting obviously a couple more years tacked on.
And the report is that they would rip up the player option for next year and do that instead, which
Potentially.
doesn't sound crazy.
No.
If it's 2
Be a
years.
great deal.
Yeah. For 2 years
For
especially.
a team
'cause
that
he's
has
not
basically
old.
nobody on their books
Yeah.
that's on
Exactly.
anything but a rookie deal. That'd be a great deal.
That's why 2
for the
years
Wizards.
makes sense.
And
Yeah.
a big part of sitting Trae here and why some of us thought he wasn't going to play a whole lot, sort of just like the Raptors did with Brandon Ingram when they traded for him at the deadline, then he didn't even play at all. Washington owes the Knicks their 2026 first-round pick, but it carries a top 8 protection. So if it's top 8, they get to keep it, and then they just have to give the Knicks 2 second-round picks. So otherwise, if it falls out, it goes to New York. So there's some incentive to be one of the worst teams still. I mean, I guess if you're top 4, if you're one of the 4 worst teams in the league, you're guaranteed you're keeping it because you can't fall out of that top 8 protection. So.
Lowest you could get is 8th. So that was the question for me is, can they lock in a bottom 4 seed in 4 weeks? They got 14 games basically until break. Looking at the wins right now, Indiana has 9, New Orleans has 10, just like Washington. They also have 10. Sacramento has 11. Brooklyn has 11. Sacramento's hooping right now.
The Zards are fine, man. The Pacers are winning a
think
little bit
so.
more.
Yeah, I
The
think
Kings are
they're
winning a little bit more. Yeah.
These 4 weeks,
Pelicans.
as long as Washington doesn't surprisingly get hot, I think maybe they had their hot week and a half that all these bad teams are going to have when what they win like 5 out of 7 or something like that recently.
4 out of 7, something not great, but yeah, it was something.
Yeah, so if I'm looking at those 5 teams, Pacers, Pelicans, Wizards, Kings, Nets, I would have to imagine the Kings are the team that gets better throughout the season. So how do they respond? They're going to try and trade everybody. I don't know if it'll work. Yeah. Otherwise, they're going to be the guys with the bruises that don't heal.
Yeah, that's why I thought they would still be bad enough to have Trae Young play. They would still
you could still play Trae Young and still be bad with the
don't
team.
Worry.
Yeah, because they are, as you said, number 3 in the reverse standings right now. How much are they going to get better? I mean, but they could win enough to be 5th, like you said. That doesn't guarantee them a top 8 pick. So, yeah, I guess that's what the front office in Washington's doing.
Yeah. They have, not always had the best luck when it comes to the lottery, the Washington Wizards.
No.
They've had some, but not a lot.
They jumped up to number 2, right?
Yeah.
But in the draft where everybody's like, there's not really a franchise guy.
Yeah. They're happy with Sarr, I think. But good point. All right, some other news. The Charlotte Hornets are finally retiring Dell Curry's number 30 jersey on March 19th. Curry ranks 2nd in career points scored. Almost 9,900 points in Hornets history. He won 6th Man of the Year in '94 for Charlotte. He spent a lot of time there, 10 of his 16 NBA seasons in the Queen City, and he's been with them after his career. Obviously, he's a team ambassador. He's a television analyst. So Dell Curry's jersey going up in the rafters. Be honest, did you already think it was there? Was that just me?
It's a little surprising that it hasn't been retired. He's not their first jersey retirement. Bobby Phills, when he passed away, they retired number 13, but this will be the first guy they're retiring for his on-court exploits. He was their first ever draft pick. So, it's crazy that they're waiting this long. I mean, he's been the broadcaster for 17 years.
Right.
But he definitely deserves it.
Why now? It seems like it's deep into...
Why now? Somewhat new ownership, I think, in Charlotte. I think that, they come in and say, let's pay respect to
Michael Jordan,
to the legacy of players and stuff like that.
Michael Jordan only
I think
wanted
that's
championship only. That's the only way
we're probably.
retiring
Jordan's like, we're not
jerseys.
hanging your jersey up. What'd you win? You didn't win shit, Dell Curry. You had a good son. That's what MJ would say. That's me channeling MJ.
Good son.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll give you this. Your son's better than my son ever was.
I mean, when you start as... wow, we're getting personal.
Oh, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Both of his sons. Dell Curry's got him 2-0 in sons.
It's true.
I don't know. Marcus makes more headlines than Seth does.
Okay, still, he's a better NBA player.
Yeah, I agree.
So Dell Curry was a great athlete herself.
Yeah, sure.
Kids destroying him. When you were going through the top Charlotte Hornets in history yesterday, and there just hasn't been much.
No.
And so that's why it's understandable that they haven't retired anything until this point, other than the late Bobby Phills.
I said Dell Curry's 2nd all time. It's what Kemba Walker's number 1 in Hornets history.
Yeah.
As the all-time leading scorer. Will he have his jersey retired? Maybe.
I guess so. He's
couple
3rd in games played. He's probably the best Hornet after Dell Curry from a longevity standpoint, I guess.
Yeah, it took him to the playoffs twice. He
took him.
They had a 7-game series against Miami when that guy. That was a good series. It was against Dwayne Wade when that guy
purple backpack guy.
Yeah,
that
purple
guy,
backpack.
front row
his backpack's
in Charlotte.
in the rafters, actually.
They retired it. Best backpack in history.
And his headband. He had a cool headband.
He invented the ninja headband. Actually, not many people know that.
All right, so did you guys see how they surprised Dell Curry too?
Cool.
They did an elaborate interview with Eric Collins out on the floor, and they got him. I mean, then they, did you see the clip? It's worth watching. Dell Curry's he's in tears.
Oh, totally.
He's very emotional, and Eric Collins is tearing up. It was pretty cool how they surprised him. And then they brought, some other, Muggsy Bogues was there. Muggsy Bogues, how's he not retired? Just as a legend, Larry Johnson, Muggsy Bogues, and Alonzo Mourning.
Legends collection.
They should be.
I did laugh when Dell Curry hugged Muggsy Bogues. He's like, "Oh, little fella, hey, come on, man, come on." Yeah, you're right. Haven't grown since we retired.
Oh,
unfortunately.
Man. Oh man, yeah, he's got to take it. But he definitely, obviously, he he felt emotional because he feels something for Charlotte, because we saw a similar, not to belittle what the New Jersey Nets did for Vince Carter, but they did something similar where they surprised Vince Carter.
Yeah.
He didn't really care all that much. Did he care all that much? He respected it, but then he got retired by the Toronto Raptors, and that's when he got emotional because that one meant a lot to him. Well, the Nets won. Anyways, I just want to pat Vince on the back, really. The team that it's your first team. That's all that matters. It's like your first album. That's all that matters, really. Like the other teams, Vince's, Nets, Magic, Suns.
the Raptors are not retiring Dell Curry's jersey. He was great.
Raptor.
He was great.
And Muggsy, also great Raptor.
And Muggsy, you're right. Good point.
Which guy would you retire if you're the Raptors? Dell or Muggsy? Oof, that's a tough question.
Damn. I guess I go Dell if I have to pick between the two.
Drake once wore a Dell Curry Raptors jersey to a finals game.
Yeah, because Dell gave us Steph Curry
that
as a
helps.
child with Seth playing on the Raptors floor.
Oh,
How
there's
many
some
times have we
stories.
seen that footage?
there's some stories
Right?
there.
So
Yeah,
give the nod to Dell.
I agree.
Okay.
We did have another big news drop while we were recording the podcast. Shams posted, Golden State's Jonathan Kuminga has demanded a trade away from the Warriors as he has become eligible to be moved today.
Right before we went live,
Yeah.
I did say to you, happy Jonathan Kuminga trade day.
He said, get me out of here.
Okay.
Shams taking it to the
I don't
Twitter.
think you needed to demand.
They're like, we got you.
Yeah, don't
No
worry.
problem.
We've been working it. We're getting it set up.
I guess it's just to get more people talking. I mean, does it help his trade value? I mean, it's really just to bring him into the conversation more with every other team in the league that's already been talking about him. That's interesting.
Okay.
No.
Wobble of the night, sponsored by Greg Stapleton. Thank you, Greg, for sponsoring Wobble, and I think you got a good one here from last night. Jazz forward Bryce Sensabaugh. This guy scored 21 points off the bench in the first quarter last night. The most by an NBA reserve in the opening period in at least 29 years. I say at least because it's the highest number since the statistic was first tracked in the 96-97 season. So it's very possible this is the most ever in a first quarter by a bench player in NBA history. That's a lot of points, 21 points. Lance Stevenson had the record. He scored 20 in the first quarter off the bench in 2022. So not that long ago.
Nice.
I don't know. You remember that?
No.
I remember us talking about it. Anyway, Sensabaugh, career high 43 points in a loss to the Bulls. Crazy finish, as we talked about. 15 of 22 from the field. 8 of 8 at the line. He hit 5 threes, 5 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals. Bryce Sensabaugh.
I saw our man John Schumann on Blue Sky last night as it was happening, and he wrote 21 first quarter points are the most for any bench player in the first quarter in the 30 seasons that we have play-by-play data, topping Lance Stevenson in 2022.
Right.
And then
That's where I got it.
He starts dropping,
I heard it on a podcast.
and then did you?
Yeah, like a minute ago.
Which podcast? This one?
Yeah.
And then I'm not done. And then I'm not done. This is the important part. It cacked off with this bucket, which made me cackle.
It cacked off? Is that what he wrote?
Capped.
Oh, capped.
Like
Sorry.
it capped, like Mike Kaplan.
Okay.
It made him cackle because he's that good.
It was a pretty crazy shot.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't miss. It was
He
one of
could
those
not
nights.
miss.
Yeah.
Hit a crazy one late in the fourth quarter as well, over 2 defenders. Also didn't get his first assist until 7 minutes 45 left in the fourth quarter. Why pass?
He's a bucket.
Yep.
He is.
Bryce Sensabaugh. Will he ever score 50? Will that be his career high? 43. It's no joke.
My guess is that, that's going to be his career high. But I could see him being a 50-point scorer. It wouldn't surprise
Yeah.
me if he did. He wouldn't be like a mystery Tony Delk, Corey Brewer type
Right,
if he were to
right.
do
He
it.
is
But
a
I think they
bucket.
said he never scored 30 in a game, even in college. I think they said on the broadcast last night.
Huh.
I think that's what
I
they
thought
said.
he had one 30-point game under his belt in the NBA previously to this 43, but I could be wrong.
You could be right.
Could be wrong. Could be right, though.
could be right,
but
I could be wrong.
I do recall.
He did have a 34-point game, so I don't know what you're telling me, Adam.
What the hell?
It's okay.
We put it on Adam Amin. Is that what he said it on the
That's
broadcast?
supposed to- yeah, he's like, this is his best game in years.
Oh, okay.
Probably since his high school days.
Oh, probably. He did throw that in.
yeah.
I mean,
Covered
20
his ass.
That's a lot of shot attempts, in part no Lowry on the floor yesterday, so that kind of helped his shot attempts go up. But he can drop it at any time. Yeah.
What a great name too, Bryce Sensabaugh. I just love saying his name.
BRICE. Didn't see that coming.
Wow.
That's a Y. That's a Y name.
LeBron's son. He's a Y. Yeah.
Yep. I've got a friend who's a BRICE as well.
Huh.
Yep.
Guess you saw that coming.
No, he actually loves it when somebody is spelled Bryce with an I because like you're saying, it's unusual. So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Pick him. We got an interesting one
Not
here.
Bryce Sensabaugh.
We got to get this pick in here, Tass, because the game starts in 3 hours.
Afternoon basketball.
Hell yeah.
Noon ball.
Always fun. The Grizzlies are visiting the Orlando Magic in Berlin, who are the home team in Berlin. And they get a 5.5 point line to play with. They are the favorites. The home team is the favorites. Orlando must win by 6 or more. Skeets, you're taking them, while Trae and I think that the Grizzlies can deal with that. Lose by 5 or less or win. What is anyone's thinking?
Well, John Morant is not playing. We thought he might. Said he just got into it with Vince Williams.
He's there.
Just had an argument with him instead that went viral. He's not playing. He is there. And the two Wagners are back, though. Mo came back recently, and I think Franz is playing here this afternoon, which is fun.
Did you see all of these Adidas videos with Detlef Schrempf talking about the hesitation dribble?
I did see a little bit, yes.
I was laughing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm taking Team Germany here in the Magic.
Yeah, I thought this is a very hard pick. The Magic haven't won back-to-back games since December 1st. They're coming off a win, so strike against them in my book. And it's just the number is big. So give me the points. I think this is a hard pick, though.
Okay.
Same with me. I'm taking the points.
You're taking the points. You got the cover.
You argue on the practice floor right before it brings the team together. We'll see. Yeah, he's going over there for not only that game in Berlin, but I guess, of course, he'll be there in London as well when they play the Magic
Until they trade him.
Sunday. Yeah, will they trade him before his next game? That'd be rough.
Be a nice courtesy if he didn't have to take the flight to London. Though maybe you have to make a connection through there anyway. No, I guess you wouldn't. You could fly from Germany straight to
Orlando,
straight to America.
To America? Maybe not to Memphis.
No, not to Memphis. Can't imagine this many direct flights.
ATL, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe Philadelphia.
Kevin O'Connor, get on it.
New York.
If they trade him, do you think the new team would have to go get Ja from the EU?
Oh, they send a private plane
Wow.
to go get him.
I'm just like, it ain't on us anymore.
Are these
Figure out your
reports?
own way
I
home.
saw this going around. I don't know if it's real that John Morant already bought a house in Miami. You see this?
I did see the
don't know if
reports,
it was-
but I didn't check
Yeah.
Redfin.
You
heard it here first.
Oh, you heard it here first. That's the first time I heard about Morant buying a house in Miami.
You heard it here first, guys. John Morant bought a house in Miami. It's just a matter of time before he's going to get traded there. All right, anyway, I got the Grizzlies. Did you see that attention to detail on that graphic, by the way? Not Grizzlies at Magic, Grizzlies versus Magic.
V.
And then a little German flag,
That was a beautiful flag.
because that's where we are. I guess the Magic will be the road team when they play in London.
I guess so.
Yeah. They flip it. And then they let the mascot do the work that game. At least that's what happened when we were in France for the 2 games. That was the same teams back to back in the same arena. But Pacers were the home team, and then the Spurs were the home team the next game. It was very
it's
weird.
mostly so the mascots know who,
Yeah, it was
who's
like
in charge
it was
here.
the dance crews and mascots. Yeah, JD, am I
Cool.
right? That sounds right. Isn't that what happened?
100% right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense in Germany. All the German-born players, they're the home team.
Yeah,
For the
that was
Orlando
smart.
Magic.
Very smart.
Do the Grizzlies have any Brits? I don't think so. Doubt it.
I don't know. Maybe Zach Eady has a
Canadian.
great-grandfather that
Well,
was
he's
British
Canadian,
or
so
something.
we
Yeah,
had
exactly.
the Brits come over.
Yeah,
Oh, they have an Italian. Contavious Caldwell Pope.
All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. You got to join us tomorrow morning. You got to join us every morning. But we have a big surprise guest tomorrow morning. I'm going to leave it at that. Hope to see you here at 10 a.m. Eastern. Till then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, the graphics looking spectacular. Also, the monitors looking spectacular. I love this one with the firework type of
I
look
feel like I'm
here.
in the Matrix.
Is that for our guest tomorrow? Yeah. Looking great.
Very good.
Mr. Anderson. Race the day, people.